It signals on 91.3, and this morning we would be looking at winning formulas for SMEs. We're in the festive period, and people are wondering how they're going to be able to profit, make money, get new customers. And I have someone with me who, yes, so I have to, because so that she doesn't cut off my head, I have to be very professional now. She is the founder of HFW Global, a business consulting firm that creates business strategy and provides structural advisory services to startup in various sectors, where she works diligently to create effective solutions which makes a positive impact on our community. Now, short story. I met her. I met her a long time ago, but at some point I had she had to come into Young and Terrible to do an HR intervention, and from then on we just stuck together. Like I just told her, we're stuck together. But she's a body of knowledge, and she has worked with indigenous world class institutions, startups, research. It's plenty. The profile is plenty, but here's where we're going to. You're fine. She particularly values learning about different cultures and people, enjoys traveling and a good movie, research and writing. It's a lot. But then she's dedicated to providing opportunities for great talent in Nigeria. She believes that the right hiring decisions are critical to any organization's growth or sustained industry leadership. She has spent the past decade focused on people management, strategy, operations, and business development. Her personal belief is to think global and adapt to local. Welcome to Signals on 91.3. Amma Apakama. Ha! Yes, I got that right.
Thank you, Adewunmi. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So I'll quickly pick up from, we're talking winning formulas for SMEs, and having been with different startups, what's that one thing that you have noticed that is a challenge for SMEs?
So, one thing is so difficult to say one thing. So let's just go off the top of my head, and it's focus.
Focus.
Yes, the one primary issue that SMEs have is focus. If you listen to people, they will constantly tell you, oh, we can do everything, we can cater to everybody, oh, we can do several different things. But when you're starting, small at the beginning of your business, it's imperative to try to focus on 1 to 2 things, depending, just to get, a threshold of the market. And then from that point, you can begin to expand and diversify. Looking at my own business, HFW began with market research, to be very honest. That's the first thing that we started to do. And then because of my competencies in business structuring and market research, and recruitment and strategy services, that's how we were able to expand. And it's interesting that, I listened to everybody that called in to talk about their business, but the first person that spoke, I apologize, I don't remember his name, but he's into solar, and he's in Oba. He's been doing this for 3 years, and he provides education for people, and it's what really struck me about him, unlike any other caller, he talked about the increased price in fuel that is coming in February next year. We are not sure if it will be but I believe that in the news it was said that the new price may possibly be 483 naira per liter. We're not sure.
Or 360 or so.
I can't remember. But there's going to be quite a bit of inflation. So this young fellow, if you look at his business now, it's great that he educates people. But if he goes back and decides what is his sales strategy, is it to educate people? Is it to expand his market share? Based on that, he should now decide on what should be his priority. And then if you want to increase your market share, the next question is, okay, what's my niche? Is it people with a better pass my neighbor or a big boy? What's the name of the other big generator? So you now decide the particular one and focusing on them. And then once you finish working with those people, do you make sure that each person puts up a Facebook, announcement that, oh, I worked with this business? Do you make sure you get a review from each person? So the major issue with SMEs is focus. If you can focus on one thing, end to end, from first mile to last mile activities on this particular
B2B,
part of your
B2C.
business. Exactly. You can actually expand from there. So that's it.
Now, focus is hard because we really want to, it's so funny that you said focus. We really want to, imagine somebody opens, let me use Priscilla's, and I'm sorry, she opens a chin chin shop.
Okay.
Right? Another person opens chin chin shop near
beside her.
And then it's like everybody's opening near, and you're wondering, why are you people opening?
So the first thing to do is to not look outside.
It's hard.
It is hard, but the first thing to do. So let me share a story. I want to talk about. I don't know. I'm now thinking, should I say food or should I say another industry?
Let's use food.
Are you sure?
Let's use food.
Okay. So if you look at on Admiralty Way, Chicken Republic and KFC are side by side.
Just give me the advert money.
you see what I said?
No, you can just say restaurants.
Okay, I beg your pardon. So there are these two restaurants side by side, but one sells beans and spaghetti. And the other one is focused on different types of chicken and their chips and fries. And this other one that focuses on chicken, they have different types and different forms of chicken. So the major issue is, internally look within and then ideate. Look within and be creative. Look within and leverage on the talent of your staff. When I hire for businesses in HFW, we say is you need a culture fit. You need technical ability and intellectual capacity. That third part of intellectual capacity is about ideation. You need your staff's creativity. If you're within a business, it's not just about your technical abilities, because you can learn it anywhere anyways. You can get training, you can expand the knowledge you have. But that ability to create new ideas and be creative is really what differentiates your business. So if you spend your energy looking outside, we know about the mobile devices that have gone out of the market. We don't need to say their names. But now there's a new king in town. And that king, we know that every couple of years they are creative. In fact, they're not easy to laugh at them. They are always creating new
13,
versions.
14, 16.
There you go. But guess what? They're not looking at anybody. And they are remaining, as the market leader. Even if that market space is being eroded, but still you can't take it from them. And they've created so many products and other devices because they've focused on the inside. So that's the focus, really.
Focus on the inside when we are not breaking even. So this is me, like the general business owner. We're not breaking even. What can we do? People. A lot of times people say that you need to have multiple streams of income, and when people say that, and I'm like, okay, I've created
go on.
I created 3 to 4 multiple streams of income, and none of them is bringing me money.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. You posted something on your WhatsApp yesterday. Marketing, HR, legal, and sales. And when I reshared it, I put that the foundation is strategy, and then these 4 pillars. So if your foundation is strategy, and then you have marketing, you have human resources, you have legal, even if you outsource it, that's fine. We outsource. I have a company secretary. And then there's sales. If you have those 4 people in place, if you have that structure in place, any product that you put, because if you have the foundation, you have the pillars, and then you wall it all in, that one product is on the inside being incubated. Before you can diversify, you need to have a strong hand in one place. Now, a lot of the things one thing that when we say diversify, have multiple streams of income, one thing that people don't tell SMEs is that a lot of businesses have one primary cash cow. That cash cow, it can be the source that pays the salaries. Then the other investments, they may not come in today or tomorrow. They may be things that you're just positioning yourself for the future or the decade ahead or whatever. The goal is longevity. And as we say in HFW, our goal is always to build successful and sustainable businesses. So it's advisable that you have one strong hand, that cash cow in place, before you now look at the multiple streams of income.
Okay. So yes, again, for business owners, it's that the thing that goes through my mind is there's some months where we have good months, we're happy,
of course,
and then there's some months where, oh Lord, what's going on exactly? And it sort of it breaks the morale of people, it breaks the morale of even the owner of the business,
of course,
and it breaks the morale of customers, and then there's always inflation year in, year out, and we can't just seem to get to the other side.
I'm going to take notes of the things you said, because I'm going to address, there are different points.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to address
we can't just seem to get to the other side, because, okay, fine, there are good months, there are bad months, and we still want to keep winning, we still want to keep making profit, at least for every business owner, for every businesses out there. Your goal is to make money, and then the money is not coming. What are we not doing? Is it that sometimes, I think I posted something yesterday where I said that you are trying, your business is thriving, but Nigeria is just bad. Because sometimes you want to blame the economy. Look at the prices of food.
Right.
If you eat bread and sardine, you are king. They will almost bring ES to come and catch you, right? But how then are we able to stabilize? So good months, bad months, how are we able to stabilize and keep having money?
Okay, so I'm going to use the first business again. The first issue is seasonal sales, good and bad months, right? So you know that during in Nigeria there's rainy season and there's dry season. And there's and there's Harmattan. Okay, so you know that during the rainy season you most likely not be on people's roofs installing solar panels, right? And we're going to call those the bad months. So during those bad months is when you already position your mind that is when your marketing will be the most intense. So what you're telling me now is you already know that things are seasonal. You already know that there are going to be good months and bad months. Therefore, you need to budget around the barest minimum. You know that during those good months, there's a particular cap of the amount of money or a range of the amount of money that your business brings in. So try and keep your budget on the lower end or spectrum of that range. And that helps your budget to be more effective and efficient. So you say that there's something else that you said.
Stabilize.
Inflation. You talked about inflation. How do we budget for inflation? You need to have a gap. It sounds difficult, yes, but imagine if you budget 1,000 naira, but then you know that this is 1,000 naira, but then there's an extra 10% on top. You may say, I can say these things, my business is settled and sorted. How do I make it real in real life? It really is about your budgeting and your planning ahead. And there's something that you also said about if you know that your business is seasonal, you also know that in Nigeria, every year there's a percentage increase in inflation. So you need to put that into your budget. Look, Nigerians, one beautiful thing about us is that we have a ton of information. How about apply that information? Every single year, the numbers come out on how much inflation happens, what food inflation is going on. I don't know, have you heard about the Jollof Index?
No.
There's a lot of information out there. Index.
Yes. Our jollof rice.
Yes. It's one business, one research, institutes. I apologize, I don't remember their name right now.
You'll find them. I just Google.
Yeah. The SBM Jollof Index. So there are people that are doing the work and doing the research and analysis of our country. So it's not only. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to complain about. But I'm just saying that there's a lot of information that we can put into our businesses as small business owners. Look, small businesses, I think the foundational issue is how they look at themselves. If you recognize that you can be as big as
Dangote.
And you said I don't want to mention names because you warned me.
No. But Dangote is a brand on its own. Okay, let's use Dangote.
Right. If you look at it like that, every year at this point, this is December 2021, they have already done their strategic planning for 2022. From between September, October to latest November, any business, unless your financial year is not January to December, of course, their financial year can start from any month of the year, mid-year, whenever. But just assuming they start in January, they already have a plan. They have considered inflation. They have considered any gaps or any changes in the industry. They've considered the places they want to invest in. They've considered the seasonality of their sales. So again, back to the solar guy. In the months that things are dry, you know that is the time that you're focusing on marketing. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people most likely fight, but marketing is not the same as sales.
Yeah, but sometimes
it's painful to think about it, but the truth of the matter is marketing is not the same as sales. Sometimes we put pressure on marketing people to sell. It's not the same thing. One of the best ways to get sales is, number one, reviews from past customers, and number two, referrals. Okay. Sometimes you need to actually tell your clients, you need to refer me, because in Nigeria there's actually business, they did that research, 80% of repeat business is from referrals, because we listen to our community.
Okay, that's a new, please refer me, but okay.
Say it.
No. You know there's this thing that we see online where people put up their reviews, the referrals, and I'm like, I remember I did business with someone recently, and she was putting up the business that I do with her. And I said, no, this is very private, and she was like, no, please, I need to sell market. When I found that uncomfortable, I'm like, well, she needs to sell market, truly. But then again, there's some people that you do business with, and they're telling you, we don't want our referrals, we don't want you to put our reviews.
That's okay. You can put it there anonymous. That's okay. But I just want to ask you something. You said something very pertinent. You said that I don't know if pertinent is the right use of English.
Go on, just go leave English. Just leave English. Just
you said something that you are not comfortable with her sharing it.
Yeah.
Please, is your comfort making you money?
No, No, because it was sort of like, so the gift was sort of like, it was very personal, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want the person to see it.
Right. Okay, I get
so,
it.
So, you know, there's some people who have, there's some
it.
people that you do business with, and you have to sign an NDA of not sharing.
Of course.
So while we are in a community of sharers, where word of mouth is still king, very much king, is how do you now walk around it?
You need to speak to them one-on-one.
Okay.
So literally, you have to have that conversation with the client. So that the onus is also on you to build a good relationship, because truth of the matter is that the decision to share is based on what? Trust.
Okay.
Trust and mutual respect. So if you're able to convince your client that, look, oh, please, this is what I do, can you refer me, or do you know anybody? Sometimes when you ask that question, do you know anybody, the person begins to think, I don't know. Also, what's your follow-up strategy after you have finished business with somebody? I'm going to talk about the solar guy again. Do your clients ever see you, ever hear from you again? These things, Happy Easter, Merry Christmas, Happy Salah.
But sometimes it can be very...
It can be, but it's all about intrusive. But it's all about top of mind awareness.
Okay.
That's the one thing. See, I can want to buy a phone.
Yes.
But if you're my friend and you sell phones, at that point I may not remember you. That's the truth. But if I drive past a particular, oh look, this person, they sell phones, I'm just gonna walk in. It actually happened to me last year. I have someone, he sends me, mobile phones and stuff like that, and I honestly forgot, my phone crashed, and I just walked into someone about phone, and then immediately I finished the purchase and walked out of the shop. He sent me a message. I said, do you know I just bought a phone? He said, how can you do this to me?
Wow.
I forgot, because I was in a dire situation. My phone had just crashed. Nobody could reach me. I just needed a phone immediately. So top of mind awareness is so important.
So are we going to give, this is me being naughty.
Okay.
So are we going to give excuses to people, like this battle, online, offline, that you would rather not buy from your friend.
Right.
You go and buy from somewhere else. Why do we have that? And people keep saying, you need to, how do they used to say that thing, all that? Come back, please. Let me come back. Please, if you're my friend, patronize me. I always see this trouble online. And friends are like, don't force us to buy from you.
Yeah.
But the annoying thing is the friends will come and come and tell you to sell at a discounted price. Why don't we go to other places? So, because I always say that we sell ourselves to each other, how do we manage this gap where I as a friend can patronize Amma and not go and patronize somebody else? How do we do that?
Okay. So now there's a client I work with.
You apologize to that your friend.
Which friend?
The person that was supposed to sell phones.
Oh, I got my sister to buy a phone from him.
Good. So it's settled.
Yes, it's settled. So now, I have a client that I worked with this year and last year, and he told me that his wife does a particular thing that I wanted done. I told him, Oga, I can't work you off because I can't shout on her.
Okay, that's another thing.
So there's that part of it. The second part of
familiarity.
Yes. And going on that familiarity thing, sometimes you want your friend to buy from you. But the truth is, I know a particular lady, she used to sell clothes, but she stopped now. She's gone back to her 9 to 5, which is great. Nobody is collecting price for whoever stays on either side. It's true, career or business. As long as,
you're comfortable.
Exactly. And she kept saying that, because she knows I have many sisters. And said that, her customers are in my house. But I showed her designs to my sisters, and guess what? They didn't like any of them.
Okay. So
but I bought from her. A couple of times.
You did emotional buying?
No, actually, I liked what I bought.
Okay,
I actually liked what I bought.
So that we can say, okay, emotional.
Yes, I liked what I bought. And then the irony is, whenever I wore something that was from her, that she made, at least one or two people asked me, who made this thing? Yeah. Do you understand? Okay, but the expectation that she had was, I will buy my sibling to buy. So when that didn't happen, she was disappointed. So we need to work on our expectations. No, it's true. I'm your friend, but I don't.
It's just about really striking the balance, because sometimes we really don't know that we need to strike a balance, because again, the familiarity context. And then if I'm going to buy from you as my friend, I expect utmost professionalism.
That's you. So that's why I said we need to manage our expectations. Some people
expect it.
So that's it.
Well,
that's
because I'm able to shout at you now, because I'm like, yes, it's not like when you go and buy food somewhere else. True. Okay, so I have this man who, as funny as it is, an Hausa man, and this is not trouble or anything. He sells me yam. And anytime he just passes by, he said, "Madam, you go buy yam." I said no. And I'm like, okay, let me buy the yam. But for every time I have conversation with him, and he's like, okay, you don't like the yam, I'll bring another one for you. But he keeps increasing my price. But I think the jolly good fellow vibe I get from him is able to trust me to drop yam because I like yam at my house, and I'll give him money later. And then the days where I don't like it, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't like it. I'm like, okay, sorry. So it's that.
I just need you to know that he's increasing the price because he's providing value-added services for you. It's true, he's providing you returns and exchanges. He's doing home delivery for you. Need to look at these things holistic. I'm serious.
Okay.
You need to look at these
but
things
I like buying yam from him funny enough.
Yeah, there you go. So it's actually a win-win situation.
Okay.
Because the price is increasing, but you're still going back. You're still a returning customer.
Yes, I am.
Because he has the right attitude. He has built the personal relationship, and he's providing value-added services of return and exchange and delivery. So he's an amazing salesman, actually.
Yes, but pause. It signals on 91.3. If you could, because me and we'll just be talking, and it's almost as if we're in our parlor talking. Not to forget Miss Signals on 91.3. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Val. I'm calling from Festac.
Okay, Val. Questions or comments?
Yeah, I just want to contribute concerning this expectation stuff.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I think to some extent we really need to manage it because, as you say, when your expectation does not meet the desired outcome, it leads to unsatisfaction.
That's true.
So most times when you expect much and not that you rate certain things based on your own standards, set it based on your own standards, failing to understand that the other party has his or her own levels or his or her own standards to meet or requirements to meet and all that. So it is very fair for you to have a balanced expectation, not much, just leave it neutral. So whatever outcomes it brings, you could be satisfied. If you're not satisfied, that you make ways towards adding more value to make it better. So when you expect too much in whatever you do, then if the outcome doesn't come, it leads to unsatisfaction.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Call us or WhatsApp or call us or WhatsApp 0809-234-5913 if you have questions or comments, or you can call us 0809-191-3913 or 009-222-0913. We're talking winning formulas for SMEs with Apakama. Okay. So we're talking expectations. Oh, okay.
If I may say something about the expectation. So thank you. What's the caller's name? Thank you so much, Val from Festac, for calling in. You're very right about managing it, and but I just want to speak to that neutrality, right? Value, we need to understand, and it's something that also happens with employees and employers. Value is determined by the person receiving that value. Okay? So you may say, I actually had a conversation with someone that works with someone, earlier. I said she was a fantastic staff. I said, you were not a fantastic staff. According to the metrics of your job, you scored below average. So how do you call yourself a fantastic staff?
Okay.
So when we talk about these expectations and outcomes, he's very right. Open communication is everything, but neutrality won't solve the problem. It's understanding who is the person that determines this value, and it's usually the person that is paying and is on the receiving end. So you, as the seller, the onus is on you to get it right.
Now, to get it right, fine. They say customer is king.
Customer is king, but not always right. Even the king is not always right. The king has, elders, a council of elders that gives advice. So customer is king because the product that you are creating is to meet the customer's needs. But let's not also forget strategy. There's the blue ocean and red ocean strategy. When you create something, for instance, those people that are doing up to 13, 14, they have another device that never existed in that particular form.
No.
And nobody really knew that they needed it until they put it out there. So what happened is that they learned and they understood the kind of customers that were in the market and created a product that added value to the customer. So customer is king, but customer isn't always right. And we need to balance that around negative behavior towards whoever we're paying something to and all that good stuff. These are the things. In the end, if you talk about that thing of customer is king, let's not mix it up with people that are badly behaved.
Exactly.
People that are badly behaved, people that deal with transferred aggression and all that. And it can also be on the seller side because some sellers too are impolite. But it's really so. But if you talk about that thing of customer is king, we're going to go off.
And we're going to go off tangent because I just remember that there was this argument
because it can happen both ways. Some buyers are rude, some sellers are.
Some sellers are very interesting, and then
and
that
incorrigible.
You know, it reminds me of one argument that started online when they said, if you a seller is trying to, is it seller or buyer? Who is selling? I'm selling, Abi. Okay. So
The
a
person
seller
that's
is
collecting money is selling. The person that's giving you money is the buyer.
okay. So I don't mix them up. And somebody is going, the seller goes, "Good morning, dear." You know that's DEAR, and people are like, please, I don't want it. Just it's either you say good morning, sir, good morning, ma'am. Okay, how can I be of service to you? Than to start using
Dear, right?
So people have problem with it, but please, if you are selling business, you want to make money.
Yeah.
So
now that's when neutrality is important. Just put good morning, because some people will take offense. So
but you know, good morning, and then there is that morning, and some people don't like morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just try to take a place of neutrality.
So Nigeria is a unique place. Most times a 2+2 in other countries could be 4, but in Nigerian business terrain, it could be 1 or 5, depending on how you play it. So how do
this
SMEs
question going to?
Wait now, we're coming down small.
Okay.
So how do SMEs navigate growth and sustenance, and what are the things to look out for before entering into the Nigerian funny market?
We're going to go back to our guy.
Solar.
Yeah. No,
he has won it.
You know, the reason why I keep going back to him is because I'm learning more and more. And that's why we say we sell and we say bespoke strategy services. Because my answer to you cannot be the answer to the other person. Your needs are different. Your cash flow capacity is different. You know, you have a different trajectory for your business. You may be building your business to sell. You may be building your business as a, as a transition point. You know, different things. So the question is on longevity and sustainability. So the first thing he needs to think about on longevity is who is supplying him his products. Okay. It's a matter of quality, because there's nothing worse than when everybody knows that Nigerians, you know,
they're very funny.
You know, if the quality is bad, you're finished.
Yes, obviously.
Yes. I know a vendor that actually reached out and she told me that, that I sold something bad to you and you've never come back, and I just smiled because
we're a very funny set of people.
Know?
If somebody is rude to us, we don't go back. If somebody doesn't answer us correctly, we don't go back. If somebody says, what's wrong with this? Just body language enough.
There you go. So the first thing I will say is, for longevity, is the quality of your product. That's the first thing. The second thing I will say is also look at government policies. So, you know, you talked about how you can set up this and that, and then anything can happen after. The truth of the matter is you must always put into consideration the political environment that you're doing your business in. So do you know the policies around your industry? We all know about the business that's, you know, a policy came out and it was shut down. Was it beginning of this year or beginning of last year? There you go. We've all heard about it. And everybody was saying, they did a wicked thing. But someone actually told me, look, this is actually the law. It's just that this was the time that the government decided to implement it.
When would the government be fair?
So the question now is it fair or is it unfair for you to be in an industry and not be aware of the laws of the land?
But you know, sometimes the law of the land, the laws of the land can be very tricky.
They can be
very tricky in such a way that
I agree completely.
I'm taking pictures with you, I think it's a done deal until you go back to your office and give me armor. And I'm wondering, but we just had a conversation. So it's sort of like a nitty-gritty.
I have a question. At the time you took pictures, did you guys sign any documents?
They signed documents. Okay, wow. I know that these people sign documents, but I signed documents with you. So
at the time that you signed the document, did you take an initial deposit?
No.
So I have nothing. I have nothing to hold on you, so I can move on. Of course, depending on the context or legally, because there's some people that can do this thing and they are breaking the law. So are you aware?
Who makes to break the law?
Yes.
You know that?
Wow, I can't believe I just said that.
Yes.
I agree to that on air.
No, because they like to break the law, and so it's almost very hard for a lot of SMEs to. Now I'm trying not to be a looter, right? It's very hard for a lot of SMEs to be able to plan, because one day you're up and running, the next day you're out of business, and then we keep saying we're resident people, but sometimes our spirits can be broken.
Yes.
Because we're trying to make a living, and it almost feels like everything is working against you, and then you still have to keep pushing. So that you can't blame business owners who fall back on faith or whatever they believe in.
Of course.
So how do we navigate that murky water?
The first thing to do is to get your emotions out of the way.
Emotions.
You have to do that.
Okay.
The first step, because if you think about it, right, if you have an employee, if things aren't working, they're going to walk out.
True. Very true.
And when you understand that your business is a legal entity, meaning that your business is not you. Your business is a separate, according to the law, you are yourself and your business is itself. So one thing I know that is extremely important is you need to be able to navigate your business issues from a place that is not emotional. When you have clarity on how you approach whatever it is, as funny and as weird as it may sound, people talk a lot about energies and all that. The truth is, if your mind is clear, you can focus and you can make better decisions. So how do you handle it? As we talked about, the first thing is to know the policies of your industry, right? The second thing too is to know the policies that you as a business you run on. The third thing is, by all means, try and get legal counsel. We have said already that the 4 pillars of business: marketing, sales, human resources, and legal. All of this is built on your corporate strategy, which is your mission, your vision, your values, your ethos. That's, what is important. In your business, is integrity important? Or anyhow we do it, we'll make that money. These are the conversations,
So the question in my head is, for some people, 2 to 3. One is saying, okay, I don't have money for legal. In my head, I'm responding to my question.
Right.
Look for people that have your lawyer's friends.
Or go online.
Okay.
The Nigerian law is actually available if you're willing to read it. I can't remember the
don't stress.
Okay.
Nigerian law is online. We'll Google it. We'll Google it. It said that out of 100 businesses that start up, 90% will crash before 5 years.
Yes.
Why, and what could make?
One of the major reasons why businesses crash is because people believe that their capital is their salary. Yes, a lot of business owners don't give themselves a salary. They eat their own capital. It's very true. It's very if we.
I was having a conversation with someone. The person was like, "See, I don't even know
ownership,
between."
Yes, if we need to take ownership. So don't get me wrong. The environment is not easy. But if the environment is taking,
and the monies are tempting.
There you go. The monies are tempting.
Yes.
There you go. But if you start a business, your first, I don't know, 200K. Must you really buy a new phone? Is your phone spoiled?
Well,
No, it's not.
So it's almost as if separating our emotions at once. And
there you go. Your business is not your, I don't know, it's not your sugar daddy.
You had to say that. No, but okay, so in a business owner's mind, the person says, I've been working, I don't have anything.
That's okay. You cannot have
anything. But it's very funny.
It is.
Because people will call you CEO, and you know that you are CEO.
Then change the name. I'm saying, because I've actually had this conversation with, she's more than a mentor, she's like a second mother to me.
Okay.
And she said, I told her that, look, the name CEO, it just, even in your own mind,
it enlightens you, it makes you big.
Change the name. I'm serious. Change the name. Call yourself business manager. It will cut you down many levels. Sometimes you need to be the reality check to yourself. Look, a mentor of mine, she said something, and I'll never forget it. You can lie to everybody. You can't lie to yourself.
But sometimes we lie to ourselves.
Why?
It's
why? It's
almost like a cocoon where you hide.
Again, is your comfort making you money? You need to ask yourself that this comfort that you're holding on, this comfort,
the phone,
this comfort of the thing,
the car,
is it making you money?
So, but because we're emotional beings, how then do we strike out? Because
you need to you need to there's Sarah Blakely. She just sold Spanx. I've talked about it so many times.
I watched it. I've been following the story.
And she said something. So that, look, her business is now 21 years old. It has gone to university.
Yes.
And so she can let it go. Lots of the time we don't see our business as a separate legal entity. It's the same thing. If you're sucking the blood in quotes of something, it's gonna die.
True.
If you look at those 90% of businesses, how many of them have proper structural plans in place? How many of them say, okay, I made 200K, but in real life that 200K, 40K is my only profit?
I'll be 10K.
There you go. Be honest with it. And of that 10K, okay, how much is for me? You shouldn't take much. And even I'm saying 3K because of the context of the country. Because if I tell you take 500, I'd be like, now for you.
You don't make a chop. The sweat.
So it's not easy, but half of these business, that 90%, if you drill down, there's a lack of discipline on some levels. There's poor planning on some levels.
But some people will tell you that they properly planned and it didn't work out.
Then maybe it's time to pivot.
Okay.
If it's not working, why you? Don't get me wrong. I mean, look at what's the name of that show that's caused problem on Netflix the other day? What's it called? I can't remember the name of the show. I should.
Okay, David Chappelle.
No, is that his name? No, not him. That show that is based in Asia. I remember Squid Games. The man had been carrying that script around for 17 years.
That's a lot.
Yes.
And people tell you I have my
But
dream.
understand what I'm saying. In that 17 years, you can't tell me he did not write other things.
Sure.
Again, remember what we said about the cash cow. If this thing that you love in quote isn't working, by all means, find a cash cow.
Okay.
Find a cash cow. Find something else that you can make money off of. Twitter was not the people that were doing the development, the coding for Twitter. Twitter wasn't the main project they were working on. Twitter was their side project.
That blue. Okay. So it's festive period. My time is up. Yes, this one. It's festive period, and people are going to be doing a lot of networking. Yeah. How do we stand out? Because we're going to be meeting families, friends, uncles, aunties. Some people don't want to go home. We are plenty like that. But how do we maximize the time?
The first question is, what is your unique selling point? That's what people want to know. What is your unique selling point? Again, to the
solar person.
To the solar guy. The solar guy said something. Do you know that if you tell anybody, look, petrol prices are going up?
I'll listen to you.
Simple.
I'll listen to you.
That's one of the best speeches I've heard, in the past month. I don't remember his name, but he did fantastic. That's such a great line. And you know what he did? He just understands his competition. He knows his market. People say KYC, know your customer. KYI, know your industry.
Okay.
Know your industry.
Okay. So as we are going, we should our unique selling point.
Yes.
Okay.
What's so special about you? You do Facebook ads or whatever. So what's special about your own? What's special about your own? And sometimes it's not a question you can answer in one day. You actually have to sit down, introspect, brainstorm with the rest of your team, and identify what it is.
Okay then. Thank you so much. We could keep talking. It's festive period. 3 things: focus, clarity, your unique selling point, like we always see on Signals Business. It's been fun learning. Thank you to everyone who has called in, listened in. Till we come your way again. Wait now, I've not finished answering my question. Don't wait before I will come again. Pause. We've seen the emergence of technology in business. What's the prospect for SMEs using technology? Come back. Oh yeah, answer that.
I beg your pardon.
I'll read it again.
Please.
Emergence in technology in business. What's the prospect for SMEs using technology?
Listen.
Okay.
For every physical...
Because we're going home. And why I quickly ask that is we're going home. Grandmas will tell you to come help to do something. And we can collect money from there.
That is actually true. Or you can do it free. And because you did it free, they will actually want to work with you again.
Okay.
Because they are grandmas. And whether people like it or not, that generation...
It's a money-making generation that we don't know. But because we don't have time.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So digitization is imperative. COVID showed us one thing, and that is that our digital connectivity is honestly, we can't even say it's the future anymore. It's our present.
Okay.
So by all means, identify the social media or the digital, strategy or digital tools that exist that can add value to you. I'm going to go back to our solar guy because it's an amazing,
Yes, it is.
I don't know. It really depends on him and depends on his network and whatever. How many videos has he done of his work and put it on maybe YouTube or Facebook or even his WhatsApp? Because I will say WhatsApp because a lot of his clients, because a lot of his clients most likely be watching the videos of his installation. There's this guy that did tiles 7 years ago, and I still see his updates. So I always know he's there top of my mind. That look, one day if I need to do tiling again, I'm going to reach out to him because I'm also watching his growth and the his improved expertise. And just tiling. So these are the things. So digitization is something that we must. And don't forget that I just want to say before we leave, if you're going digital, don't forget that online, the internet is an ocean. Don't get lost in the ocean. Be wary and be careful to focus on your target market, on your niche. This is why we talked about, are you chasing big boy gen owners or I better pass my neighbor gen owners? You need to focus on your targeting, within your market. Your target audience is extremely important. Otherwise, you're just going to get lost. So many people spend a ton of money on online marketing and that, I can't find it. Why? How good is your targeting? So that's it.
Thank you. I finished asking my question. Like I always say, we keep sending ourselves to each other every now and then. So we come your way again next week, Saturday. Ah, God, I have to be here on Christmas Day. Interesting. We're going to have fun. Till we come your way again on Signals, dream again. Keep creating opportunities for people. And because people will be people, please keep creating. Have a wonderful week and God bless. Woo.